Hey folks, thanks for watching my video on getting ready for the Chapter 2 test. Our test is tomorrow, so if there's a problem in here that you want some specific help with after I go through it in the video, call me over, stop in after school, we'll work on some similar problems and try to figure it out. So when we look at our notes, I'd like you to jot a few things down. Okay, so let's look back here. We're going to kind of set up a little 2-column format, and you're deciding which similar problems you want to do. So if I go over one, you're like, I kind of think I can do that. I would do a similar problem, excuse me, to confirm that you definitely can do the problem on your own without my help. Okay, so like do the problem without looking at any notes and see if it's really in your brain. If it's one that you're like, I know exactly how to do it. I could have made a better example if Nelson was letting me make this video. So then I wouldn't put that problem here in my extra practice problems or my similar problems. So let's look and we'll try some together and see how it goes. I'm going to have probably 3 videos as we go through this. So what is the sum of the interior angles of a regular hexagon? Well, we had a formula for that. The sum was equal to n minus 2 times 180. N minus 2 times 180. So it looks like this, n minus 2 times 180. And there's 6 sides in a hexagon, right? So n equals 6. N stands for the number of sides, okay? And so I'm going to replace n with 6. I get 6 minus 2 times 180. That's 4 times 180. 4 times 180. And that, I think, is 720. Correct me if you know something different about that arithmetic. But, you might have it in a table in your notes, like in section 1. You might see hexagon in there, and you see 720 already. You might say, oh, on the test, I'm going to just look at my notes. I'm not going to follow that formula. Well, I'm going to have you turn in your notebook at the beginning of the test tomorrow, and I'm going to check the notebook. So you're not going to have them during the test. It's going to be no notes, no tech, no computer, all that kind of stuff. Let's just see, what's in your brain as far as this stuff goes. So if that makes you nervous, then, for your similar problems, maybe you want to go and try like a 10-sided figure. What if you had a 10 gone, right? And then you go, 10 minus 2 times 180. Sorry about the messy 8 there. And you get 8 times 180, and you figure out what that number is. And, you practice a couple, right? All right, so let's go back to our practice test. And it says on the next one, what's the measure of one interior angle of a regular? Now, this is a big deal. Regular octagon. Regular means that all the angles, all the sides are equal. So all angles, and I'm only going to put angles down because that's all we care about on this one. All angles are equal, but the sides are equal too, right? And we've got an 8-sided figure this time. So we could go like this, 8 minus 2 times 180 for the sum of all of them. Here's the sum of all. And so I get 6 times 180. So let's see, 6 times 180. That would be, I think, 600 plus 480 more. That's 1,080, I think. And then I got to now take that because there's 8 of them. It's all angles are equal. So 8 of them, I'm going to divide it by an 8. So 1,080 divided by 8, that goes in there once. 8, like this is what we might have to do on the test if you have no tech. 8 goes into 28, right? Remember how I subtracted 8 from 10? That's where the 2 came from. That goes into there 3 times, and you have a remainder of 4, right? So that's 24. 4, you drop the 0 down. 8 goes into 40 5 times. So the one angle would be 135 degrees. Now, see, that arithmetic got a little tricky, right? We talked about exterior angles. Let's say I had part of my octagon over here, okay? And I'm going to draw an exterior angle right out here. So here's my exterior angle. And all the angles, all exterior angles are equal to each other. If you have a regular octagon, right? And there's 8 of them, 8 exterior angles. Well, maybe that's not obvious. You might say we could have extended the side this way, and then there'd be an exterior angle down here, but this one would be equal to that one up there. So we really only count 1 at each vertex, even though there technically is 2. So we've got 8 exterior angles, And we're going to, well, we hopefully know that the sum of the exterior angles is 360, no matter what the figure is. So I don't have to do this little calculation right here if I go at it with the exterior angle. All I have to do is say there's 8 of them, and the sum is 360. And now my arithmetic's a little easier. Instead of having 1,080, I got 360. And so when I divide 8 into 36, that goes 4 times. That gives me a 32. I subtract, I get 4. I drop my 0 down. 8 goes into 45 times. So my exterior angle is 45 degrees. Oh, we got to remember, though, we're looking for the interior angle. The interior angle is this one right here. So I got to take 180 minus 45. So we have that calculation to do. 180 minus 45 gives me 135. So I get the same answer either way. All right. All right. So this is one, you want to maybe go back in your similar problems and put down, I could use the n minus 2 times 180 formula, right? That's what we had here, n minus 2 times 180. That's for all the sum of interior. But we know that the sum of the exterior is always 360. So I think it's easier to mess with the exterior angles. Sum of exterior angles. All right, interior angles. Okay, so let's go back here. We'll add a couple more to this video and then pause. Fill in the blanks using the available answer choices. Well, it's not going to be multiple choice. It's not a computer test tomorrow. So these won't be here. You'll have to tell me what each exterior angle of a regular pentagon is. And we just kind of went over that right up here in red. So I'm going to keep it in red since we were talking about exterior angles up here in red. Well, the sum is 360, right? And so they want each, and it's a regular pentagon. So I'm just going to divide it by 5. And 5 goes into 36, 7. That's 35. I drop the 1 down because 35 minus 36 is 1. Bring the 0 down. 5 goes into 10 2 times. So it's 72 degrees. All right. Hey, just to make this real clear, the only thing that's going to change tomorrow is this word won't be here, pentagon. And it'll be something else. It'll be like let's see, what else might you guys know? Well, octagon, hexagon, we just kind of practice those two up there. A decagon, right? It might say decagon here. Decagon is a 10-sided figure, right? So use the parallelogram to find each measure. Okay, they told me it's a parallelogram. That's important information. That means the opposite sides are congruent, right? So if this side's 6, this side's 6. Oh, geez, that's easy. So CD is 6. Then it says, what's the angle D? Now, the opposite angles are also equal. Unfortunately, they're not asking about A, they're asking about D right here. The same side interior angles, like these two, or these consecutive angles in the parallelogram, those are supplementary. So this one plus this one, let me put like a plus right here, that's going to equal 180. That's what supplementary means, right? So how much more would we need to get to 180 if we have 70 here, if we have 70 there? Well, we need 110, right? Like this angle is supplementary to that one. So 110 is my answer right down here because, like I just said, we have like 180 and we've used up 70. So we have 110 to go to get to 180. All right, hope I made that one clear. I'm going to pause my video here and then please try some practice problems. If any of these problems are like, I don't get what I'm doing, put a parallelogram down, change the 70, right? Change the 70 to something else. Ask a neighbor, ask me, say, hey, I'm trying to practice problem. I know I'm going to see one like this tomorrow where there's a number here, like let's say there's 50 here. I need to find this angle right here, right? Or they're going to tell me a side length down here is 10. How big is this side over here, right? Those are the questions you're going to see on the test tomorrow. So that's what we're trying to do today. We're trying to practice some problems, raise our confidence level. All right, thanks for watching the video.